the Jewish fencer who fought for Hitler.
Helene Meyer remains one of the Olympics' great mysteries. She was, by definition of German law at the time, part Jewish, which had cost her most of her citizenship rights. Her country's press was forbidden to mention her name. She continued to fence successfully in the United States, but pined for her homeland and the fame that had been snatched away from her. In the run-up to the 1936 Olympics in Berlin, many in the United States were advocating a boycott of the Games as a rebuke to Hitler's regime. Regarding the prospect of a boycott as a potential disaster, American Olympic Committee head Avery Brundage convinced Germany to allow a Jewish German athlete to compete, a public relations stunt to mask the Nazis' heinous treatment of Jews. An invitation was extended to Meyer to try out for the German team. Homesick and desperate to reclaim her lost Olympic glory, she ignored the Nazis' atrocities and accepted. Her return to Germany was far from triumphant. The press ignored her and the government tolerated her presence with thinly veiled disdain. She fought in the Olympics with determined ferocity, but ultimately lost her final duel against Ilona Elic of Hungary. Standing on the winner's podium to accept her silver medal, Meyer concluded her last Olympics with a Nazi salute to Hitler, the leader of the regime that would soon carry out the genocide of her people. For a German athlete, the thrusting of her arm on the medal stand was a non-negotiable requirement of the state. Failure to do so would have led to serious repercussions. But the bigger question, the one that has vexed historians, biographers, and Holocaust experts for 8 decades, is why she was there. Was she naive? Was she oblivious to the atrocities Adolf Hitler was already committing? Did she know how the world would view her participation on what would become known as the Nazi Games? Did she care? Was she protecting her family? Was she protecting herself? The reality is complicated. Meyer, who died young at 42, did not leave an endless trail of correspondence. She did not live long enough after World War I to give revealing interviews in a modern media world. There are no film clips of her talking about that time. She never wrote a book. Her intentions have been pieced together by a handful of researchers parsing the few letters of hers that exist and pulling answers from a small group of people who knew her. But even those portrayals feel empty, heavy on the glamour of a beautiful fencer who loved her fame, yet light on the substance of who she was and whatever turmoil roiled inside. Meyer returned to the United States, becoming a citizen in 1940. Her brothers remained in Germany, where they were forced into hiding before eventually being captured and forced to work in a factory. Only the war's end spared their lives. How much contact Meyer had with them is vague. She returned to Germany in 1952 and soon married, but cancer was taking over her body. On October 10, 1953 she died, never again the starlet she once was.
If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to my channel.